you dumb, beautiful fucker.
Who wants to be in America's slash fic with Abraham Lincoln?
Louisiana Purchase, that's a name.
You need to really get off my balls, okay? I'm gonna kick your ass.
Also, why was Michelangelo so stinky? Ew.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 234 of AllYouCanHear podcast. I'll be your host today, Patrick. And joining me today are my three cynocephalic co-hosts.
That's not a word.
That is a word.
Oh, it's not.
It
I don't
is.
know what that means.
Fucking thesaurus pad over
All
here.
right.
I'm not a penis.
Okay, big brain boys. What does cynocephalic mean? With
I'm not a penis.
Cynocephalic. Phallic.
Penis.
Obviously. Cyno. I'm lost.
Shinonuma. Call of Duty.
Zombies. No, cyno.
Sinus.
Nose penis?
Nose penis.
Oh, fucking cock sneezing.
Is that Cockney? I'm not Cockney either.
No, it means dog-headed.
Wow, we were so
What
far.
the fuck?
That's stupid.
No,
Pat.
we were kind of close to the penis. You know, head.
Anyway, who else is here?
My name is not a penis Colt. That's not me. I'm Colt.
And my name is Jonathan.
Wet Willie Winslow.
Oh, look who finally decided to come back, huh?
Yeah, hey, I'm back. I haven't been here. I don't know why. I just haven't been here.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Too lazy to come to work.
Yeah, just, shitting and pissing on the floor in my parents' house, not wanting to do a podcast. Fuck.
Yeah, Winslow's have been rolling around his own, filth for the last few weeks.
Let's just say life got real.
Did you kill
Real
someone?
stinky.
No, I got a job.
Oh.
I got an actual job. It's not.
What are you fighting, Pat?
There's a fly, right? There's a fly.
Is there a fly?
No, I thought I saw a big bug crawl under your feet.
Can't do this to me, Pat.
Oh, that wasn't a bit. Anyhow, well, speaking of scary things, we're talking about cryptids again.
Yeah.
It's our yearly cryptid episode.
Yeah. There's no fucking bug. What the fuck is going on? Oh my god.
Now listen,
I can't stop burping.
because you haven't been here, we haven't been able to tell you. We have new bugs in the studio.
Oh shit, DLC.
Yeah, see, we had the story art with the spiders. Yeah, story art with the crickets. Now it's really big millipedes.
Oh, that's not that bad.
That's not a bad.
I feel like that's the least scary.
And also, you missed the bit where I've just started doing this from now on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, because Colt's fucking barking at the floor, and then John just hits the fucking. Don't do it again. God damn it.
I was barking.
This is my turn to edit, John. So you're gonna make this real hard on me because that's a bit in the show. I have to keep it in.
Fuck.
I was barking because I heard scary noise. So
I know. Speaking of bugs, though, I remember recently there was a stink bug in my room. So I'm like, I killed it, obviously, but when I crushed it, it sprayed the chemical or whatever that makes
the
it
shit
stink.
juice.
No, the goo.
I know it's shit juice though.
The chemical that makes it stinky is it was like a teal green. It was so weird, but it sprays out, it gets on my fingers. Let me tell you, my fingers fucking stunk. No kidding.
I don't believe you. Jonathan sniffed his fingers.
Well, no, they don't stink now. I washed my hands after.
You come all this way. Don't show your.
Sniff my fingers. Why?
No.
What is this? Is this American Pie? What the fuck's going on? Okay. Anyway, cryptids.
Get us around. Get us around to where we're going.
So, like before in the past, this is our yearly cryptid episode where we each have brought a story of an unusual, supernatural, paranormal creature to the table. We each tell our story in turn and also be given a little artistic rendition of said creature, which we will be posting on our various social media. So you too be able to see these strange and mysterious creatures through the lens of the AllYouCanHear podcast.
But should we say it?
But
2 cryptids are real, and 2 cryptids are also real.
That's you could have just said 4 are real.
Maybe.
You know what? There might be a little fact or fiction happening today.
You can't tell me Bigfoot is real, and he tried to have sex with me.
Oh, dude.
No,
Ah.
he was stinky.
Oh, yeah.
Why, you wouldn't let Bigfoot eat your ass?
Eat butt till you nut.
Well, probably has a nasty mouth.
Yeah, no teeth.
Or he could be like,
Wait.
you know how dogs, apparently, their mouths are really sanitary?
Yeah, I kiss my dog all the
compared to us.
time.
So I imagine it'd probably be something like that.
Okay, wait a minute. No. Sasquatch is a part of the fucking ape family. There's no fucking way it'd be similar to a fucking dog. That nasty ass mouth smells like shit.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, too, if the mouth smells like ass, guess what? It's probably disgusting because guess what causes that bad smell? Bacteria.
The mouth smells like ass. That's probably just a bug.
I also like, too, how John started licking the inside of their fucking mouth like, did I catch you? Did I catch you in something?
Wait, what?
What is happening?
I don't know.
Because you were sitting there as I was saying that, you're like,
You made me self-conscious.
oh, see? I got them!
I brush my teeth every day. Floss every day.
Yeah, I think we need to check the mouth of the boy who grew up under a dentist unerring glare, spreading that dental propaganda.
Yeah,
It's not propaganda. It's hygiene. You need to do it.
I haven't had teeth since I was 12.
Okay, wow, and they're going to tell us to start washing our legs in the shower now, too.
You gonna tell me to wash my ass? You tell me to wipe?
Wait.
Coming in my house, tell me how to wipe my own ass.
Wait, this is another issue.
Yeah, because fucking Colt is just one of those dudes who are just like, yo, I can't touch my own asshole because that shit gay.
Which, if you're listening, that is an actually real thing.
It is.
It's
I
sad.
thought it was a joke at first, but it's
no,
not a joke.
But then we saw the fucking the written text.
The doo-doo stains. The doo-doo.
Stains.
That's a cryptid in itself.
This isn't in the video, but Colt is wearing a shirt that's just like a monkey wearing a fedora. It has a gun in its hand. It just says in cursive script, airbrush, born to shit, forced to wipe.
That is true. Cole is wearing that, and they lost their minds upstairs.
Born to shit, forced to wipe.
Where do we go? How do we go?
I don't know how we segue. But
I don't know. I feel like this month has just been a
Speaking of wiping, let's wipe the Swape Queen by
Swape
Queen.
Queen! Hit it!
Whoa!
Oh!
Get it, David Guetta. All right, Pat. Please make it go on.
Please save us.
How much of this show will be salvageable?
I want to rock right
really
now.
don't know.
I want to.
Television.
Sorry. It's just Pat's trying to talk. John's coughing. I'm singing. I want to rock right now. Black Eyed Peas is okay. Sorry, Pat.
Let it rock. Let it rock. Let it rock.
Yeah, okay. I'll go ahead and steer this boat somehow back off the cliff. With the first cryptid coming from Japan, I have the Jinmenken, which is it's commonly known as the human-faced dog.
Sounds like my wife.
Whoa. I didn't know we were in a sitcom.
from like what, 1989?
No, 2005.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong.
Like wife guys, am I right?
I hate my wife. Guys, I can't joke about this. I love my wife. I can't do this. Shut up. I think you should leave season 2.
Did y'all see where Ben Shapiro?
So sorry, Pat.
I haven't struggled this much in a while.
Did y'all see where Ben Shapiro's wife has her own room?
Separate bedroom. It's so fucking stupid, and it's like, oh my god, what a fucking loser.
I'm convinced Ben Shapiro doesn't have a wife. It's he's making that shit up. He's like in a normal relationship they have 2 separate rooms, right? So I'm going to she's not real, but I'm gonna make her real.
But you know the thing is though is that like that's such a out of date thing that like I can believe it, and I'm like I bet
It's a weirdly very religious thing.
it is, and it's.
Or like I've heard like people who are just like, oh, I have my own like separate room so I can have my own space, which is fine. But given how Ben Shapiro's been telling on himself about his lack of stroke game,
Oh,
My
yeah,
wife's
no.
pussy's never been wet.
It's just like, bro, you ain't doing anything right.
That bitch
No,
got
I don't
cornbread pussy.
believe that is two human beings who are communicating, need space and stuff. I don't believe that's a natural. I don't believe that's a normal thing. I believe that's Ben Shapiro saying that.
Oh yeah,
I'm a fucking loser. I'm gonna tell on myself.
Like even my wife doesn't want to touch my pee-pee.
Yeah, and then at this point too, it's like I don't know if Ben actually wants to touch her VV.
And if you want to see pictures of this cryptid, just search Ben Shapiro and you'll see it.
So that was Colts. Wait, who's?
we're Pat. We're at Pat.
No, I know we're at Pat, but whose cryptid was that? Ben Shapiro. Can that be mine?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, Wenzel is possessed by the spirit of Ben Shapiro once again.
Oh no, we're not doing that. But let's just say, man, little cum slut.
Pat, please take it away.
Please stop me.
Somebody wipe me.
Burn this shit.
All right, trying again. My cryptid is a Jinmenken, the human-faced dog. It's most commonly seen by individuals walking alone at night in Japan. Eyewitnesses report seeing a dog walking nearby on the street, or more commonly, digging through trash on the side of the road. Upon approaching the dog, people will notice that the dog has a human face. And some stories are alleging that in certain instances, the dog was capable of speech. Now, this is a fairly well-known modern cryptid in Japan, but stories of the Jinmenken or human-faced dogs go as far back as the Edo period, which is approximately early 1600s to the middle of the 1800s. And likewise, with modern stories, almost always these encounters come from people in secluded areas at night. And during the 1900s, the Japanese historian Ishizuka Hokaishi mentioned a story in their book Gaidan Bunbun Shuho that a dog was owned by a person living in the countryside that gave birth to puppies that had human faces. And a nearby carnival owner, hearing the story, traveled to the countryside and bought the human-faced dog, which they used successfully in their traveling carnival show. And another writer in the Edo period, Keito Ebian, also recorded that on the date of April 29, 1819, a human-faced puppy was born in the Nihonbashi area that became a local oddity. And during this same time period, you have the stories of the human-faced dogs told concurrently with a superstition of the time that if people had sex with female dogs, they'd be cured of syphilis.
Okay. That's sure gonna work, bud.
So, the stories of the human-faced dogs and, that superstition were kind of, floating around at the same time.
Yeah. and they what? You can say one got born because of the other, I guess?
These stories existed independent of, the superstition, but, because they were so closely, it's oh, yeah, this guy had syphilis, he had sex with a dog, and now we have human-faced puppies.
Yeah.
But they were, separate enough that, they were distinguishable
Their own
from each
thing.
other.
Okay.
And there's even these old drawings that were collected in these books from the 1800s that have recordings of these human-faced dogs. With some drawings even have puppies would have human front legs in addition to the human faces. Reports range there's even something a little bit down the line monkey-faced dogs. These unusually faced dogs mostly being described as human-like.
Yeah.
And with the modern sightings, they really sort of kick off in the late 1980s and sort of taper off for the most part in the early 1990s. And there's still sightings today, allegedly, but that was kind of the heyday of the modern era.
Yeah.
It sounds like they created this as a response to the people who are hey man, if you fuck this dog, you get cured of syphilis.
But then there's actually recorded stories of people having these dogs and like a carnival owner hey, this is my human-faced dog that I bought, and there's receipts of that.
Well, I wonder.
That's weird.
That would be a kind of a really fucked story. Is if there was somebody out there who wanted to cure their syphilis, so they decided to fuck a female dog, but in doing that bred and human-faced dogs that are just absolute fucking monsters.
Yeah, it would be really fucked up if someone fucked a dog and a fucking dog man baby was born.
Sorry, I'm speaking this.
Get on it.
Well, no, I was about to say I'm speaking this in terms of a really just weird story. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think that you could probably get some art house fuckery on that.
Yeah, you can get some weird shit. Give that to a French person. They'll
Give that
run
to
with
Ari
it.
Aster.
Coming soon from A24.
For real.
You've heard of lamb. Now get ready for a human-faced dog.
Also known as
I forgot the name, what it was called.
The dog.
Jinmenken.
Jinmenken.
And like I said earlier, the most common versions of the eyewitnesses' stories, they're usually taking the trash out at night and they hear something kind of rustling around, and either nearby their trash can or further down the road and at another sort of garbage site, they see a dog, and they get its attention. They just stand there long enough to notice that like something's off, and then the dog will turn around, they see a human face. And people who have claimed to like approach it to sort of investigate have allegedly said that some were capable of human speech, but most of them just asked to be left alone once approached.
You're just like, please, for the love of Christ, leave me the fuck alone.
No, like literally, they'll just say like, "Please leave me alone," or sometimes it's completely dismissive, just like, "Oh, a person," and they just go back to eating trash.
I've seen throughout the years human-faced dogs in anime as well, and they're usually like really rude or just like mean. I have this one image of this animated dog just saying, "Bitch, shut the fuck up," or something like that. It's funny in my head.
I still think of the fucking the Jordan Key and Peele skit.
Oh God!
Jordan plays a dog, and but it's his head on a small dog's body.
Jesus Christ!
It's so fucking good. He's like what Ice Cube or Ice T's dog.
Yeah. Before we go on, one more media reference: Body Snatchers. Iconic scene where the dog has a human's head.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because that was from 1978, based on the Body Snatchers. And some people were saying if these are just like subconscious stories, like that movie may have influenced that. And there's like a manga from like 1973. It was one of the first widespread images of a dog with a human face in sort of like modern media. But that is going to explanation. All right, there's one more explanation, or that could be for what these human dogs are. Now, like I said, the dogs, if they're approached or seen, they usually have like a more placid demeanor. But because of just their sheer oddity, Jonathan's looking at pictures of the human dog.
But the thing is, it's all the fucking pictures you see on the internet that have been passed around of. Yeah, that one. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Even though they have like a placid disposition, they have been called like arbiters of like ill fate and misfortune. People saying that if you're driving alongside at night and you see a human-faced dog, that's like an omen that you're going to have a car accident soon, and Jonathan's about to lose his shit.
Because the thing is, as you're saying this, they pull up I would believe that's a fucking harbinger of death.
I was like, seeing some of the pictures, like, yeah, hell yeah, that means you can get a car accident. Because I'd be like, what the fuck is that thing? And I crash.
Oh God! It's a Datsun with human eyes. And,
well, yeah, they took somebody's eyes and lips and a nose ring and put it on a fucking dog.
I'm just saving this for later.
You got to.
It's like the picture. It looks like the dog is like giving like blue steel or something, just like the fuck boy look.
Yeah.
Also, in addition to human speed, there's been stories of like other physical qualities that the Jinmenken have. Some say the dogs can run up to 60 miles per hour. Like they're keeping pace with a car that's driving.
Okay.
Or they can jump up to 6 meters, like from a standstill into the air, which is like almost 20 feet. As for like the origin of like what these creatures are, the more supernatural explanation for like what they are, some say they are the spirits of homeless that have died on the street. They're the spirits of people who died in car accidents. They're the spirits of salarymen that have committed suicide. That these are like lab experiments that have escaped from their bounds. One non-paranormal explanation is that the Jinmenken are misidentified Japanese macaques, a type of monkey that have like wandered into like urban areas. But that's a finicky explanation though, because monkeys and dogs look fairly different. Just like, and in terms of like face, it looks human shaped. That's close to what a monkey is.
And I guess if the monkey's on all fours, then yeah.
What kind of horse is that?
But I will say the story of the human-faced dog may not be as regionally isolated as we think. Because during my research, I found out that in 1847, Massachusetts poet named John Greenleaf Whittier wrote in his collected novel, The Supernaturalism of New England, a story that was told to him by one of his close friends about a human-faced dog that they saw. The passage goes as follows. He was standing one moonlit night in a meditative mood on a bridge which crosses the Little River near its junction with the Merrimack. Suddenly he became sensible of a strange feeling, as if something terrible was near at hand. Vague terror crept over him. I knew, said he, in relating to the story, that something bad and frightful was behind me. I felt it. When I did look around there on the bridge, within a few paces of me was a huge black dog. It was sitting there with the face of a man, a human face, if I ever saw one, turned full up to the moonlight. It remained just long enough to give me a clear view of it, then it vanished. And ever since, when I think of Satan, I call to mind of the dog man I saw on the bridge. And that was in 1847.
That's a pretty fucking spooky description.
Yeah.
I think I remember reading this somewhere.
I was about to say, because
It sounds really familiar.
Because I remember, I know I've heard several stories just over time, you know, about like human-faced dogs, and I mean like John looked up with the fucking internet. You know, you get a lot of like pareidolia or like memes about like these dogs who look like people. It's funny too because Daisy, when she was alive, my Shih Tzu mix, whatever she was, it was always funny because we'd always, anytime anybody looked into her eyes or any of us, we were like, it looks like she has human eyes. And then we'd always make the joke that she stole somebody's eyes, which honestly is kind of terrifying, but also we were just like, cute little Daisy.
So Daisy's so cute, she wouldn't hurt a fly.
It's not just dogs either. I've heard, even from last podcast on the left, they've covered stories where cats will have human faces, or just any animal, I think, can have a human face. And it's usually, when they have a face, it's usually linked to demons or some shit like that.
Yeah, because you do see that in a lot of, like, artistic portrayals of, like, you'll have these animals, like dogs or cats, and they have really fucked up faces. But no, it's like dogs specifically. You see that in a lot of media, too. Like for instance, Family Guy has a fucking episode, and it was literally the last one they air on Adult Swim, where Stewie thinks that Brian doesn't want to hang out with him, so the only way to keep them together is that they need to have a baby. Mm-hmm. And it's a really fucked up episode where Stewie gets some of Brian's DNA, like a fur or something, and then he's able to make a machine that impregnates him with Brian's fucking babies. And he ends up,
what the fuck they're on at Fox.
Oh, yeah, and then he ends up having multiple fucking, babies, but they're all fucked up like human dog hybrids, and all of them, or most all of them will have human faces with dog fucking bodies. It's really fucking weird. And then at the very end of the episode, spoiler, they just give him up for adoption not at an adoption center, but at the fucking humane
orphanage
society.
Oh.
Humane Society, and then that's where the episode ends.
Did he mention the bit where Ted Turner fucked the dog and they had little dog Ted Turner baby?
Yes. Okay. Wow. I forgot about that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Some Family Guy fans you are.
Sorry, that's an old episode.
I do. You just slammed the memory into my head.
It was the one where Brian is really horny for
a race dog,
Carter's race dog, and they think that Brian fucked her, but it turns out it was Ted Turner, and it's just a bunch of, god damn it.
And there's another episode where, fuck, oh my gosh, there's a lot of, I think there's one where it's the body of Brian, but the face of Stewie, and he's licking himself.
Yeah, you're right. That is I think it was a dream or a nightmare or something.
There's a lot of weird animal faces.
No, that reminds me though. You're right about animal faces, because there's like several bits where there's one bit where, because Peter just jacks off into the fucking toilet all the time.
Yeah,
This semen gets into this fucking sewer, and it shows all the alligators and fish. They all have Peter's fucking face, and rats too. What the fuck? What is up with the bestiality, man? Well, it's not bestiality.
He's just coming in the toilet.
Just coming in the toilet.
Just artificially inseminating these poor animals.
But this is also coming from the guy who said in a Breaking Bad reboot, what if instead of meth, they should just sell iguanacum?
And? Don't take that up with me. Take that up with the fucking societies who deem this okay, because I'm not one of them.
Keep an eye on you. I made a picture. I didn't get to finish it, so it's still sketchy. So this was Pat's rendition of a human-faced dog.
God, that is terrifying. You actually made it terrifying, huh?
I do not like that.
Oh God, it is scary, Pat. What the fuck?
We're trying to have fun here.
And now I'm pooping.
Colt's got a full diaper, and Wenzel, you got to change him.
No wiping, okay? Remember.
I'm just gonna pull out a gun and start blasting.
See, that's how he changed the diaper. He shoots the diaper off.
And then I shoot a new diaper on.
Thanks for changing me, my friend.
You're
now,
welcome.
I guess it's my turn to go, I guess. Is it?
If you can take this
All right.
wheel.
All right. Here's my doo-doo. my cryptid was something I really enjoyed looking at. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this one. And it is the Ningen. And the Ningen, it first originates from Japan, but I don't know if it's necessarily Japanese because I don't know the origins fully. It first appeared on a Japanese web forum called 2channel, not related to 4chan because that's just their ripoff of 2channel. And it just blew up from then. It was essentially, let me go ahead and read what I got here. It was first discovered by a well-researched ship off the coast of Antarctica, and that the Ningen is a large 20 to 30 meter blubbery, pale to white whale-like creature. It's similar to a beluga whale.
Yeah.
But with some distinct features that I'll get to in a second. According to the forum, it was blah, blah, blah. It comes from the Japanese word for human, which is Ningen. So it has a few descriptions that include human-like appendages from arms, legs to like a humanish neck to a human head. And so that whenever I show my picture, it's going to be one of the ones that are not necessarily the most common version of the Ningen. So just keep that in mind for future. Many observers also reported that these animals have no distinct facial features other than two large eyes and just a slit for a mouth. So it's very just the most plain looking thing you've ever seen, but not really. It's classified as an unidentified mysterious animal, kind of how like you have UFOs or unidentified aquatic vehicles.
USOs, unidentified
USOs,
submersible object.
There it is.
Now there's another term for UFOs. Now it's changed.
I remember hearing it, but even though it's 3 fucking letters, it's I can't remember. But basically, it's the same.
Yeah, or like Muto.
Most of the Ningen sightings occur more frequently at night, so taking a photo of them is more difficult. It's because they only appear at night,
and it's underwater,
and like the picture's like not really good, so like you can't tell like what it is really. The photos that do get taken, they look like large sheets of ice, essentially. That if you zoom in, you can see human-like skin. Which, all right, bud.
I was gonna say I've heard of the Ningen, and I remember there's some really cool I don't want to say they're real, but there were some really cool I want to say like art rendition photos of them that are like really creepy, and like you said, they're like, you know, they're featureless, they're very plain, but like that in itself is kind of terrifying.
It kind of just reminds me. It looks like this, and the renditions and some of the purported photos. It was kind of like this like wet rubber face where just like these indentations in the flesh where like features would be. And for like when Colt said like 20 to 30 meters, just to like help rationalize that in like imperial system, that means it's anywhere from 65 to like 98 feet long. Like,
So it's
massive.
So it's basically like a giant swimming human fish.
Yeah, it's like a whale-ish thing.
a whale with like kind of arms, essentially.
Basically, yeah, because it is. If it's human, technically, then it's mammal. You know,
So it would have like kind of like vaguely human like
however you want to identify it.
features with like arms, and like I remember hearing about this cryptid like back in 2010 on like this.
That was when it was like fresh as hell because this came to be in like 2007, the late 2000s, pretty much. It's baby cryptid, pretty much.
I remember seeing it on like a Japanese like culture website way back in 2010, and I was like, whoa, this is like really disturbing. And like I'm not like a cryptid expert. Like, there's been a lot of ones I've heard of, and this was like, oh, this is brand new. Like, what is this? So
New cryptid just dropped.
essentially,
Yeah.
and so like seeing like the footage and like there's like purportedly like this Google Maps like shot of around Antarctica and Arctic waters, and you see like something that was swimming as it was swimming. So you see like this almost arm like appendage.
Yeah.
It like mid stroke as it's going across the water.
Yeah.
It does look like a creature, but also at the same time, it looks like ice that's weirdly clumped together.
All right. No, somebody here doesn't like to have fun.
Wow.
I like to have fun. You'll see it in a second because it's really fun, okay? But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for the Ningen.
Okay.
It's a cool little fella that was born in
That's a terrible
2007.
picture.
What picture?
No,
What
no,
picture?
Not Colt's picture. The picture John has.
What picture was it?
Fuck, it's even worse when I look at
That-
it.
Yes, I love that Ningen.
The Ningen that Johnson showed up, it was kind of like the Fresno Night Walkers, with just like a little like white head with light legs.
Okay, but here's what's fucked up. That's on the Wikipedia page.
yeah, it is. Here's my drawing. I'm gonna show it to the room. You'll have to take pictures of it for the Instagram. Here you go, Pat.
I love that we have a family of Ningen.
Okay. Now I see why. Okay, here. Just look at it.
I love this.
Okay,
This
now I'll say it. Now I know why you really like that picture of the Ningen on here.
Yeah, because it's the one I based mine on.
And Colt's drawing is in a similar to that on the Wikipedia page. It looks like this spherical head with like long legs, but Colt added 2 arms for running, and on the adult one, there's a tattoo of an anchor that says "Mom" underneath, and
Yep.
there's a little baby Ningen running alongside of it.
Yep. Wow. Hell yeah, I love it.
Thank you. As soon as I saw that picture of the Ningen when I was researching which cryptid I wanted to do, I said, "This is it. I need this. This is one."
You know,
This is the interpretation.
It's
that
like
I'm going with.
even though it's so fucking good, it's like the least like flattering picture you could ever make of the creature.
Yeah, it's like that's the only one I can really find of it that looks like that. The other ones look like whales with like upper human torsos.
Yeah, and the thing is, dude, that's like the official Wikipedia page. Like, what the fuck?
He's like, that was just like the Arctic version of the Fresno Nightwalker.
And then the thing is, too, is like I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute. Did they not want to put the other pictures because they're artist renditions? But then I was like, wait a minute, that's not an actual photograph. What the fuck?
Don't go putting ideas in people's heads, Wikipedia.
But you know what? I'm glad they used that one.
I'm glad.
I mean,
too.
that's a good bit. I like it.
There was also something John looked at that said Paul Rudd Ningen.
What is that?
It's like a cover of a book that is Paul Rudd, and it's just called Ningen.
I think it might be a book trying to determine if Paul Rudd is human, because he seems to age at a decelerated rate.
Or maybe
Is Paul Rudd the Ningen?
Or maybe Paul Rudd is writing a book about Ningen.
Busy man.
Paul Rudd a low-key, a cryptid investigator?
You know, it's either that or he is the Ningen. It'd be really funny. Next interview of Paul Rudd, he's just like, and he's like clearly a fucking monster.
It's like Paul Rudd exposed, and he's just like him turned around, but he's all like white and blubbery.
And I'm doing a visual bit so
Like
everybody can fucking
The
see
bit
it.
was like he puffed up. So yeah, I like the bit. The reason why Paul Rudd doesn't age is because he's actually a Antarctic sea monster.
Yep.
I believe it.
Okay, fun fact. I recently watched a really fucking good video that, okay, this guy, the title of it was that, or the thumbnail had it about how there's 6 sea monsters missing.
6 sea monsters missing.
So basically,
Sexy monsters?
So basically, what he does is he goes into a little bit of history about sea monsters and stuff. But actually, there was this, like, he used this curve, this type of, like, formula or way to figure out, like, that's been used by scientists to figure out, like, animals in certain, like, areas or regions so that, like, you're not having to count every animal. So that, like, you can determine the amount of animals in a certain area. That's how you know, like, okay, there's these animals missing, so that means there has to be, or sorry, there's these animals present, so that means there must be these animals that we don't have, so that kind of gives you an idea of, like, okay, like, this is what we need to be looking for, or, like, this is, like, the population and stuff like that. So he does the same thing, adjusts it a little bit for, like, sea animals and sea monsters, and then and through it, he finds out that there's 6 unidentified or 6 sea monsters missing. Basically, like, there's 6 monsters or sea creatures out there that have been unaccounted for. Basically, it was really interesting. I'll send it to you guys.
Okay.
It's like it's just like that kind of just in my head. It's like you just see the old nautical charts, and it's like all these like spirally like serpent like creature just like in like anime blackout like poses just like floating.
Well, it was
dragons be out there, whatever they used to
But
put.
here there be dragons.
There be dragons.
Yeah, it was really cool. I think it was like called like somebody, like the scientist, whatever their name is, like Curve, and it's literally just a graph where it's like you can just extrapolate. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Something like it's like a curve, and so like you don't have to count every fucking animal. But it was really cool.
Huh? That's interesting.
I think we want to go ahead and take our break
We're
here.
gonna take a break.
Yeah, we Chars kind of calm down from all this spooky talk. So We're going to be right back with you in just a moment. Hang tight. Hello, everyone. Welcome back from break. We have 2 more spooky, scary stories, and I feel like I'm in a bit of a musical gang danger because I'm being snapped at right now.
God, we're so
Completely off.
Tunnel snake.
Yeah, I think the snake need to go back parlor and practice a little more.
Easy, little mama.
Hey, little mama, you-
Hey, we're doing polyrhythms, all right? This is completely intentional.
Oh yeah, because like it's modern. It doesn't have to go through the traditional.
Easy, little mama. Hand over that
Put
purse.
the apple pen
Hand over
away.
that purse real
I'm gonna
quick.
lay down the slew wop boppy dop
We'll
on
all
you.
be cool, you did?
That's what they say in the 50s. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Winslow will be the one that dies, and it's like stay gold, pony boy.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
But then he comes back with a hockey mask, and it's like, haha, ain't dead yet, bitch. But yeah, time for the back half of the show where Winslow and Jonathan have their spooky stories of creatures unknown to the larger world, I would say. So Winslow, if you would take the lead and discuss your story.
Okay, so this one is kind of like yours, Pat, in that, like, it's kind of split up into, like, there's this one kind of story, and then there's a second one. And it's like, you know, we don't know if one fed the other or one bred the other, but it's something that happened. So basically, and I don't want to say this is new, but it's not new, sorry. It happened in the 19th century, so we're talking about 1870s to 1890s, carrying over to the 1900s.
Okay.
So basically what happened is in the 1870s, there was a little
Uh,
1870s. That was made. Can anybody guess what it is?
1870s.
1870s, it's a food.
A food?
It's a
Peanut
food.
butter.
Condoms.
I was going to say the non-scrolling toilet paper until you said it was
Or
a food.
Fritos.
Oreos.
No, all of you are fucking wrong.
Potato chip.
It was the hamburger.
Oh.
Hamburger.
Sorry, Hamburg steak carried over into 1890s hamburger.
Hamburger.
But anyway, yes, hamburger.
Hamburger.
So basically, it was in 1870s in Hamburg. The Hamburg state was created, and so, but originally, you know, it was known as ground beef. Sorry, I gotta look up the classic ones again. So they've been eating these beef patties. They called them frikadellen or blutton, and you know, they were ground beef, but they decided to give it a better name, which was Hamburg steak. But at that time, because of like certain like local kind of superstition and stuff, you know, there was this thing going around of like how these cows basically were like not getting revenge per se, but like they were speaking to these farmers, to these butchers, you know, saying some weird fucked up stuff because, you know, they were killing them and eating them. And the reason why that's connected to later is that later, so we jump to 1890s. Sorry, let me make sure that's right. We're jumping into 1890s, you know, almost. Yes, sorry, 1890s. So that's when somebody decided to put a piece of ground beef between two pieces of bread, and that's when the first burger was made. And it was, from what I've read, it is Louis Layson, a Danish immigrant, owner of Louis' Lunch in New Haven, which is in New England, and this is in 1900.
Oi!
Okay.
Shipping up to Boston.
And now this is where we get kind of weird because this isn't a cryptid per se, but it's a lot of just local folk legends about how people would say that their burgers were talking to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
There's a lot of peculiar stories that are isolated in certain parts of the countryside.
it was mostly for that time New England because that's where the burger was started. But eventually, because of, you know, of commercialization, because of industrialization, it carried over. This is something that was interesting was that workers, you know, during the industrialization, they needed, you know, quick, fast meals to eat, and burgers were obviously there for them. But we come to find out that a lot of these workers who were working in these, you know, hazardous, dangerous conditions, they started mentioning this too, how their food was talking to them, like saying stuff like, saying some weird stuff like, let me get inside of you, or or
They sound horny.
it's kind of early vor.
Is Wenzel getting into the origin of vor here?
Like, fun fact, vor goes back a long way.
Honestly, I didn't think about it until now, but it kind of feels like the origin of war. But anyway, so they would say stuff like, let me be inside you, consume me, or it would be the reverse of, hey, what the fuck are you doing to me? Fuck you, shit face. Like, actually verbal stuff. Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Just like these, like, potty mouth
burgers,
wow.
boy. And
Fuck you!
I just imagine, like, this guy just covered in coal and soot, and he's just, like, wagging his finger at his lunch.
And see, that's why I mentioned about these dangerous hazardous conditions, because I'm like, these guys are stressed out. They're probably seeing shit. It's weird.
All the lead in the air.
Yeah, all the lead in the air. But because of, like, what was happening and because of its kind of, like, European origins, it actually kind of got a name. So I'll go ahead and say it. It's Scheißredenburger.
All right.
What does that translate to?
What?
You want to know?
Why not?
Shit talking burger.
Okay, that works.
They're very plain speaking to German.
Yeah, because
I mean, they are. They've always been
because
that way.
it had a potty mouth. It was saying it was literally saying shit out of its mouth, and it was just weird because it would speak, but then there was also these physical attributes that would come to it. It's like it would literally be spitting grease at them. It's like, really fucking weird. But then of course that stuff kind of died down with more and more of burgers making their round or becoming in pop culture and stuff like that. McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, all that stuff growing out there. But then it wasn't until, can anybody guess a very little famous thing?
McDonald's.
No.
What year are we talking about?
World's Fair.
Hold on. It's all right because I don't actually know. I just.
Wow, Wenzel, unprepared. Don't have your notes
There
in
was
front
another.
of you.
Okay, it's a film that was based on another incident of a shit talking burger, a Scheißredenburger speaking, and it's a film that's actually people don't know that's based kind of on a weird folk legend.
The Greasy Strangler.
The film came out in 1997.
Airbud?
End of Evangelion.
1997. It's a film about a folk legend about a burger.
I am so
Good
blank.
Burger.
I don't know.
Good Burger. It was Good Burger.
I've never seen it.
Anyway, if anybody's ever seen Good Burger with Keenan and Kel,
Okay, now
it's
I get
about two guys working at Good Burger, and one of them is having hallucinogenic visions about a burger talking to them. That's, I would say, the more grounded version of it. But in the actual folk legend, it's literally about that, about two workers, unknown, McDonald's somewhere in, actually, surprisingly, around the New England area, who were confronted or had an issue where there wasn't a burger talking to them, but it had actually more physical features to them. So I'm going to show you my rendition of what was seen.
Although I would love to see a woodblock print of this burger.
Now this burger, obviously in the movie, it was, kind of silly, kind of had some googly eyes on it, but from the actual description, it was pretty horrifying. I will show you guys.
I'm thinking it's kind of sexy. Let's see.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
man.
What the fuck?
That is a little unnerving.
That's fucking scary.
Fuck, I dropped my Apple Pen.
Damn, that's $150 down the drain.
That's $100, but still, that's a lot. Anyway,
There's a $50 dropping fee.
So
messing up my floor.
So basically, what the description of this thing is this undescribable monstrosity of just bread, meat, lettuce, tomato, onion, another slice of bread, speaking, saying horrible, just unimaginable, inhuman words to these two just normal workers.
I think it's that extra piece of bread. You don't need that third piece of bread. That's too much.
I didn't say there was a third piece of bread. I said there was. Sorry, I might have confused you. I said a piece of bread, and then I said another piece of bread. So, a bun.
I think the secret sauce had a little bit of Satan in it or something.
See, that's where because nobody knows if they put secret sauce in the burger or not. So nobody knows if that affected how this burger came out, about the legend. And
Is it kind of? It's kind of related to Pats in a way. Did someone fuck a burger and make it sentient?
Well, see, I was trying to look up anything about any sort of like, taboo kind of burger, human, hybrid, homunculus, kind of just anything like some kind of like sexual, erotic, dark magic kind of shit.
they fought like over a candle in the kitchen, and that's how the devil burger came out.
Like,
I mean, like the way it is, like someone was for Pats. Someone had to fuck a dog to cure whatever disease STD they had. Maybe to cure some other disease they had to fuck a burger.
well, my because we talked about bestiality, right? Like that.
Yeah, but this does it count as
Okay,
bestiality?
but see, here's my thing about getting back into that one folk story about how there was a bunch of butchers, people, farmers and stuff who were grinding meat, and then the meat would be talking to them, cows and stuff. What I'm thinking is that maybe, just maybe, one of those cows was fucked. And when it was grinded into meat, its spirit carried over into particles, right?
Yes.
So like multiple like just facets of itself were in the meat, and then like it's kind of like the cycle of the earth of like death and rebirth. Not death and rebirth. Sorry, of like our when we die, all of our everything that makes us up goes back into the earth and then is recycled. So it's just constant, just recycling of this vengeful spirit that somehow made it into pop culture burgers and spawned okay-ish movie in 1997.
That is a 90s legend you're talking about. Don't you besmirch it with your
It's been a while since I've seen it, so that's why I'm kind
with
of
your like hokey stories. Of
it's been a while, so I'm kind of giving it like middling ground right now.
So, like, pretty much what you're saying to me is don't fuck a burger. It won't
What
cure
I'm
any
saying is
STDs.
don't fuck a cow.
I didn't plan on doing that.
I'm just saying don't
If
fuck.
you come on a steak, is it bestiality? If you were to fuck a steak, is it bestiality?
I don't think so.
Cole
But it's also
the,
kind
hard
but,
questions.
But that's also another thing too. It's like when you're doing that, you're basically coming on to.
I mean, it'd be
Is that
technically
necrophilia? Is
I was
that
about to say that sounds like
necrophilia?
necrophilia.
But it's like cooked. Or it doesn't matter. Either way.
I mean, it's
is
still
that,
dead.
Man, that's complicated.
I mean, if you're going by the broadest form, I suppose. I think it's more so in necrophilia. It's like you're aroused by the thought of it being dead, not that there's a dead thing there.
But then if you're thinking about a dead cow being on a plate and you come on it, that's a different story. That's necrophilia. But also bestial necrophilia, is that I don't.
Are you done with your beast?
fun topics, everybody.
Fun topic.
Hey, who would have thought that? I got you thinking.
Got me thinking about some stuff.
I'm thinking we need to go to the next story.
So there you go.
Yeah, so that is the vengeful spirits of animals inhabiting
Shit talking burger.
inhabiting the food they were turned into. Interesting. John, how are you going to follow that one up?
Honestly, I didn't know what I was going to do initially because, we've covered so many, and then
We've gotten to a point where we need to write down what we've covered.
yeah, so we don't
Overlap.
duplicate.
See, my thing though, when I looked this up, I've been doing kind of serious stuff, so I thought I wanted to do something fun. I was like, I bet I can catch these fuckers off guard. So did I?
Not by your story, by just the bullshit that you started afterwards.
It still worked.
But my mom started talking about my aunt who lives in Anniston, and it jogged this memory of the story my aunt told me about, because she lives in Anniston. It's in and around Mount Cheaha, which is like the highest mountain in the state.
So we're getting like a local Alabama cryptid.
Oh, wow.
A local story.
Local stories, local monsters and haints and boogans.
So there's a local legend that in and around Mount Cheaha there are trees that are alive, and they're little tricksters and fuck with people.
Well, that's a pretty common story. These the hill defect. There's like these like small mischievous creatures that like prank people. That's a pretty far and widespread story.
Yeah, and they most of it sounds innocuous. Like they'll like be like, you'll be like walking in the woods and they'll just be like boop 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 boop,
Yeah.
like tap you and shit. Some of it is a little more sinister.
Yeah.
Some of the more sinister ones is like if you get lost, because the big legend is don't go off any man-made trails in around there because you could get lost and never be found because the trees like to move. But the trees have been known to whisper. Usually people just chalk it up to the wind. Sometimes they just hear
They hear like what sounds like laughter in the woods.
Yeah.
but specifically like Peter Griffin.
It's Peter Griffin, the
So
cryptid.
it's like so like you can only. It's most similar to Peter Griffin's laugh, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
But some people have heard like actual words and sentences and convinced them to, off themselves. Some stories even have people noticing faces on trees.
Yeah.
And they just go, booga, booga, booga.
I mean, there is like I forget what the word is, when you see like shapes and patterns and like wood grain and like natural edifices that you can sort of see pictures in. Like,
I mean, would that also be like pareidolia?
I think so.
Is that where
yeah.
people see faces and things because we're humans?
Like the face on Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
or like
Or like in our bathroom, the door has we say it has a face in it.
Oh yeah.
Just because like if you stare at it long enough, it
like you can like that the wood grain above like the light socket there, that looks kind of like a face, like a droopy eye.
Yeah. Or like this.
Burger.
burger.
Yeah, the thing that Wenzel just drew.
Yeah, no, I did another silly little burger drawing, but this time more tame.
Yeah, a little too silly, if you ask me.
But yeah,
Keep it down over there.
Here's a little of the original.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, Wenzel.
But there's not a lot of the story I remember because I was like real little when she told this story. The only name I remember is they just called them trees over yonder.
Them trees over yonder.
Mm-hmm.
That is something funny, like just like the turn of phrase in the South, like one of our local Bigfoot type creatures is the Alabama white thing.
The white thing.
Yeah, it's basically just like a white Bigfoot with red eyes. They call it the white, not the white thing, the white thing.
Wait, it's just a big white Bigfoot with red eyes?
Yeah.
That's an albino.
You can literally see any of those Tuscaloosa downtown.
It's albino Bigfoot.
Yeah, those are the ones that made it out of the woods.
I don't even know if that's albino. I think that's just a angry redneck. You go in the woods and see any of those.
Not to be confused with the downtown doucher.
Yep, downtown doucher.
Scary man.
That's actually another cryptid that I was going to do, but I didn't. That's actually a local legend as well for Alabama. There's this guy, shirt off, yoked, muscled to hell, tan, vein up, to the fucking skin.
Very vascular.
About to break out like worms. Sunglasses, spiked up hair like he's still in the fucking early 2000s, 90s. Jean shorts, white socks, fucking kicks. Just walking around. Nobody's been able to catch him or stop him. There's camera footage, but it's very blurry footage.
It's kind of like the cryptid where like they didn't cook my dinner right, and it made me really mad.
Yeah, I met that cryptid. That cryptid's a bitch.
Tell me to put my clothes by the washing machine or put my dishes in the dishwasher.
That cryptid totally dissed you in front of your bros, dude.
Like, I'm playing the game right now, so shut the fuck up and get out.
God damn it, Crystal.
No, you.
I don't want vegetables. I just want chicken fingers. God.
Shut up.
Jonathan.
I mean, there wasn't much. That's sort of it. Not much to the story.
It reminds me of Beyond the Pines. Place Beyond the Pines.
Place Beyond the Pines.
And
Yeah,
it's just like white guys like
In a
shrilly screaming.
In a tree shoot.
Just the name. Yeah.
Also, I will say, one of the cryptids I thought about doing before I landed on the Jinmenken was the mountain creature that was caught on Google Maps earlier this year.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so
It kind of looks like the Ningen.
a little bit. That was
That's it.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, it's like a lizard Ningen.
Yeah, for those who don't know, earlier this year, around January, I think, there was a mysterious, anomalous thing caught on a Google map camera as it was sort of like surveying the area, and it looked like this strangely bipedal creature. and that sort of just took off as like new cryptid, and people sort of like extrapolated from that picture. It kind of left this like this big pudgy lizard thing,
Two
with
legs,
with like two
bipedal.
fat tree
Yeah.
trunk legs. Like, it's pretty good.
Yeah, everybody loves it. New cryptid dropped.
So like I thought about doing that for like a bit, but it's like I don't know there's anything other than just the sentence on Twitter. So, but it's still fun. But John, do you have an approximation of what the Hildeferk of the Alabama Woods look like?
I was like, oh shit, I did draw it.
Wow, that's actually a lot more aggressive than I thought it was going to be.
Oh wow,
It kind of looks like a tree that's like screaming.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what they be doing.
yeah, just like,
that's what they be doing.
but yeah, that's cryptids, everybody.
Yeah, that was Cryptids Part 4.
What are you laughing about?
Why are you laughing
Why are you
like
laughing?
that?
Nothing.
What's so fucking funny?
What's so fucking funny?
What's so funny, Pat?
You know, I'm just laughing because, I'm having a good time with 3 of my best friends.
Yeah, but also you sound like that cryptid cult saw that.
Yeah, you sound like a bitch. I'm sorry. I don't know where that voice came from. I'm scared. I'm scared.
I think Colt might have been overshadowed by a force beyond a human reckoning.
Why did that sound deeper? Did that sound deeper? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it did.
I don't know what the fuck that
It's like when
was.
you ate that onion and your voice dropped like 3
You
octaves.
turn into fucking Vin Diesel, but for this moment,
I don't know what that was.
Hey, Colt only sounds like Vin Diesel when he gets sick.
That's true. That's true. I don't like it either. It's like as soon as it's like when I get interviewed by interviewers, I'm like, you're so beautiful, you're so sexy, like Vin Diesel does.
Oh God.
don't worry, we love you here.
I do.
We love you here, Crystal.
Yeah, that's a joke.
If you ever listen to this, sorry.
Yeah, all the crystals of the world we didn't mean to offend.
And all the crystals in the world. I'm just not a fan of crystals.
I'm not gonna be charging you. Put you in the sunlight, the moonlight.
Do
I'm
you
not
have to?
charging
Well,
you.
do you have to put it in the sun, or do you just have to put it on you to charge you, or to charge it?
No,
You got to put it out in direct sunlight or
you
moonlight.
got like.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Or like put it in the freezer.
Well, no, you can use different kinds of energies. I think one of the energies you can
wireless
use
charging pads.
is you can use your energy.
I'm gonna put piss in it.
It's not.
Also, like the Breaking Bad episode, you just put the crystals up your
It's
ass.
not how it works. I've really gotten into crystals recently, guys.
They're not rocks, Marie. They're minerals. God.
Yeah, Hank started his emo phase. He's very into Wicca right now.
What the fuck? oh, he's into Wicca. I think he said he's into Waco, and I was like, what the fuck?
He got really into David Koresh there for a while.
I heard Wiccan, so I was like, oh, he's a fucking witch.
All right, we're done here.
Not to disparage any of our Wiccan listeners.
No,
We love you.
have fun with your crystals.
The thing is, we disparage Wiccans of a dilettante toward. If it's just like this little phase, if it's just dress up for you, either commit to the bit or ship out. And that goes with anything. Sincere efforts all around. Don't half-ass anything. Full-ass one thing.
Please don't curse me. That's my one request. Just don't curse me, please.
Actually, well, now that you said that, you're going to wake
Please!
up. You're going to wake up vomiting hair.
I'm pretty sure I'm fucking.
Yeah,
cursed.
Winslow's already cursed.
Oh, yeah, Winslow's definitely like the whipping boy of the universe, as we found out
Yeah,
over the last few months.
You know what? If I could turn that curse into power, cursed energy, that'd be kind of sick.
If I could turn the curse into like an extra inch on my balls, we'd be in good company.
But you know, I big balls.
Yeah,
That's where the vaccine is stored.
yep. That's where I keep my vaccine.
But
Right in the balls.
I have a cousin in Philadelphia that has massive testicles, not related to the vaccine.
Okay.
Just fat fucking nuts.
Okay, we're going for real.
When are you wrapping it up, Pat?
God, we're waiting on you.
I keep getting impeded somehow. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Be sure to like, rate, review, subscribe on all those platforms that you know of that podcasts are streaming on, and that's SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and anywhere else you can find talk shows on the internet. We'll be there. I'm waiting for you to listen. Like, rate, review, subscribe everywhere. It keeps us visible, puts us in front of you listeners, and we appreciate you when you do it. Follow us on our socials. That's Instagram and Twitter at AYCH Podcast, Letterboxd and Facebook at AllYouCanHear, Twitch at twitch.tv/AllYouCanHear, and YouTube, which is also at AllYouCanHear. If you're listening to this the week it comes out, On Tuesday, you have a brand new episode of The Late Takes, where Tanner will be interviewing another one of his friends from the wild and varied world of his Twitter follow list.
Wow, guess what? We don't fucking care. Let's
Fuck you, Tanner. Suck my balls.
Said Colt, who was his guest last week.
Yeah, by the way, you should check out last week's episode of The Late Takes, where Tanner and I go into depth of the Halo playtest in the Battlefield 2042 beta.
Yep.
Yeah, some real good gamer talk. And then on Thursday, you can look forward to a new episode of Cage and Greatness, where we discuss the film Season of the Witch, starring Nicolas Cage and Hayden Christensen.
Oh, I didn't know Hayden Christensen was in it.
I didn't know Nicolas Cage ever worked with Hayden Christensen.
Yes, they worked in a magical fantasy film, which is Season of the Witch, which you can hear about on Thursday. And lastly, you can follow me, Patrick, on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John Lost His Name, my art. On Facebook at John Lost His Name Art.
My name Colt. Follow me on Twitter, ColtD00. Look at the Ningen on Instagram. And also just look up the Wikipedia page for the Ningen. And then you'll just be happy.
My name is Jonathan. You can follow me on Twitter at JONIIBOI24 and JohnOwnSon12 on Letterboxd. And I got a question for the chat before we go.
Yes.
I found this out recently. Guess what Hayden Christensen's first movie was?
First movie?
First movie.
Is it something we'd know?
Yes.
I'm gonna guess a young. What year? What decade we working with?
90s, 94.
94.
I think it's 90. Let me check.
Close your eyes, Wenzel.
I'm looking it up on my phone.
I can't see it.
Close your eyes. Go to sleep.
I'll go ahead and plug myself. I'm Wenzel. Thank you for listening. You follow me on Twitter at WinzyWilkie. You can follow my art on Instagram at World of Winsy. But let's try to figure this out. So stay a little bit so we can solve this puzzle.
Yeah, so you can be edified by this very specific and random movie fact.
Alrighty. I will give you a hint. It is a Carpenter film.
Oh, In the Mouth of Madness.
Are you really?
He's in the Mouth of Madness?
In the Mouth of Madness?
I believe so.
What?
Okay, first
I gotta
off,
see what scene he's in.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, when he said Carpenter, I immediately thought, oh, it's a fucking Jesus movie.
Oh, yeah.
see, because the thing that Passion of the Christ taught us was that Jesus invented tables.
Huh. I think I know where he pops up into the city, not the town area.
Is he a fucking kid?
Maybe.
Yeah, he's a little kid.
Oh my god.
That's cool. I didn't know
that. That is
that.
cool. I didn't realize that. Wow.
Now, see, I thought you were going to ask a question that'd be relevant to the show, like, what's the most breedable cryptid?
Mothman.
Breedable, the burger.
Colt said it.
The burger. Bye!